It's going to be Peshawar Zalmi and Multan Sultans tomorrow. Multan Sultan is a new team inducted in PSA, and I just can't wait to experience it.
Wonderful.
What about you? Who are you supporting?
Islamabad.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
I'm not, to be honest, I really am not into cricket these days.
Really?
I am not really into any sport.
Well, you really
these
do
days.
not have to be in it. You just have to watch it.
No, I do support the teams. I
Yeah.
support Pakistan whenever they're playing. So within Pakistan, it's like, well, whoever's the best player can
Exactly.
play.
And PTV Sports is going to telecast the PSL, all the events live. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you tune in.
And support them.
Because PSL is our very own. And thank you very much, Najm Sethi, for giving us PSL too as
Yeah,
well. Very
wonderful.
Nice.
But now, you know, apart from supporting sports, we've also been supporting talent. And as you know, we've been trying to do that from the beginning. And we've always been very lucky that we have always come across very talented musicians or artists or talent within Pakistan. And just within Pakistan as well. It's, you know, we keep promoting like similar things all the time, but it's about showcasing the wide array of talent that we have within Pakistan to the whole world as well. Because this show is not just for Pakistan, it's for all the expats abroad as well, and connecting Pakistanis abroad. And you know, being in Pakistan, in England, growing up, we love Pakistani music. You know, people were very patriotic. They still had that sense. So whenever you see new, fresh, you know, great talent, it's really great. It feels
Thank you very much. I just thought that, you know, I should actually leave because you were doing such a great job.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
No, but other than that, you know, when you talked about England and wherever, you know, in other parts of the world, when you go, the problem over there is that they're not really into newer things. So, for example, if I've said it before too as well. Yeah, so for example, somebody left in 1970s or 1980s, they're still listening to Rafi Saab or probably Madam Noor Jahan. They'll still have those black small radios and they'll be outside their home sitting and chilling. But I think that, you know, now where, you know, when we have newer generations coming up and with the evolution of music and sound, I think they're doing a great job.
Yeah, and also after the show, I'm going to really ask you where you visit in England, because these black radio boxes.
Winslow, Sutton Coldfield.
Okay, well, maybe they need to update themselves. But anyway, we've got some wonderful guests, and one of them, she hasn't been on the show for ages, and we were very lucky that she actually rocked up very randomly on one of our first shows, and, you know, was a guest, and turned out to be a very amazing talent, and who's been kind of refining herself over the years. Now she's made a mark on the industry, and she's going from strength to strength as well. But Shahzad is going to do our introduction.
All right, so on my right-hand side, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start with this gentleman who's actually working on his solo album, but does write. He's a lyricist. He's been writing for Abdullah Qureshi. He's been writing for other people too as well. And this is what I asked him, that if you've been writing for other people and they've actually made their mark, why haven't you actually released a single? And then he was like, I'm working on my album. So he's none other than Mr. Ahmad Mehdi. Hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum. How are you? I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you
We're
very much
good,
for
thank
joining
you.
us.
And we're happy that you're here. Thank you for being here.
I'm really
And alongside Mr. Ahmad, you know, she does not need any introduction. You know, she's very famous. She's all over the world. She's all over the globe. She's all over YouTube, social media. Wherever you want, you will see her. She's none other than Maria Fatima Onera. Hello, how are you? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Thank you
so
very
much
much
for that
joining us.
amazing intro, man.
No, thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for calling.
Thank you for remembering us. It's great.
Always.
Okay, so Shahzad, I'm going to let you ask the first question, because I feel like you got upset.
my first question is from Mehdi, and this is what I want to know. Are you trying to change the trend by producing a solo album? Because nobody these days produces an album.
I just think that people are forgetting the way the music was being produced back in the days.
Yeah.
And I think I haven't really come out of the 90s yet, because I've grown up in the 90s.
Yeah.
And,
I was born in the 90s.
Yeah, and seeing how the music trend has changed with social media taking over and the attention span of people coming down to a minute hardly. I think people need to realize that music is still not dead, and we need to still release albums.
Absolutely, and I really like this album concept as well. I was very excited today.
You know what I wanted to talk about was that, you know, the other day I was surfing through social media and I could see these album covers of Duri and, you know, Ali Zafar and all of these albums which used to come out, and we used to collect them, and, you know, those posters used to come out whenever we used to visit the video cassette shop or the audio cassette shop. So I don't see that fever anywhere else now. So Maria, do you want to say something about that?
I think that's revolved, or like evolved rather, in like people having their wallpaper, phone's wallpaper as their favorite bands.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who do that, and because I follow English music, like from the States and everything, I notice a lot of people don't collect posters anymore, but instead the tradition of vinyls are like the new posters.
Yeah.
So, you know, they like frame it and put it up and then take out the vinyl whenever they need
And
to
just
play
make a
it.
Snapchat of it. Let's see how
Basically,
cool
yeah.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
basically.
okay, so now we know you're working on your album. So Mario, tell us, since you were last here, what have you been up to? You've been up to a lot.
That's been
so-
long.
A lot, actually.
Yeah.
Life, first of all, and then just growing up and just expanding my, my field of work. I experimented a lot with commercial music. I worked with Q from Josh,
Nuri,
and then,
you work with Nuri too.
I worked with Nouri as well, and then I also worked with Farhad Hamayo, and that was a good opportunity for me last year because then I ended up working with Native Rock, and they're like my official agency that, they signed me right after this one
Excellent.
event that we did. So I've been really blessed. I've been really busy and did a little bit of YouTube in the middle as well. But yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
much it.
Cool.
So now I want to ask you, because you also did release a few of your own
Yeah,
tracks
yeah.
while you were in the last few years. You also one for your mother called
Yes,
Strong,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. So tell us, how did you, because you started off with doing covers, and then
Yeah.
you, like you said, you wanted to refine your talent, and then you started writing. How difficult was it to get into writing and composing your own music? And then I will ask the same question to you, Mehdi.
For me, I think I always could compose music randomly. Like, I'd be just in my room, just fiddling around my things, and I just randomly sing like a melody. And I just mix and match words with it. But writing Strong was actually very easy rather than difficult, because I remember when my mom was really sick, I was literally sitting outside her hospital room and words just came to me. And then in fact, along with that, I ended up writing 3 more songs that became like a story. So that's going to be coming out hopefully next year. But to write, I mean, I still struggle with writing Urdu music. And actually, Ahmad is my lyricist for Urdu music.
Excellent.
I did not know he was going to be here. So like with Urdu music, because obviously I want to expand my abilities, and I don't want to give the impression that, Mario Nair is just an English singer.
Okay.
I want to also say that I can sing in different languages. I mean, I don't know, 3 years from now I could be releasing a Pashto song or a Punjabi song.
Yeah, I think I could still
You
do
know?
that.
Yeah.
What about you, Mehdi? What do you have to say about it?
I just think with me, lyrics is the thing that I really think that I can do. It's my strong suit. So basically, when people ask me to sing songs, it's something that I don't prefer. I just prefer writing and composing songs.
Okay.
And like Maria said, that she kind of asked me to write songs for her, and
Kind of. It was so random.
it was just really random. I remember we wrote a song in 10-15
in
minutes.
10 minutes.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and
10
we were
minutes.
sitting down in Hotspot F7,
Yeah.
and she asked me to write a song for her, and that's
it.
that's where the magic
There
happened.
and then.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So on that note, I feel like we should share.
Yeah, we're going to share one of the songs which Maria did with Q from Josh. Ajana, I think, was the name of the track.
Oh,
Do you want to share a bit of experience working with these people too as well? Great musicians.
It was random. Again, a lot of things that I have done over the past couple of years, I've just been blessed by God. And it was completely random. I remember waking up one day and I get a call directly from him. I mean, I was expecting his agent would call me or his assistant would call me, but no, he called and he flew down here from Canada. He met up with me. We prepared the song. It took forever. I had 8 outfits in the entire video. I wear all black, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, that's not me. 8 outfits. I did that, but it was a lot of fun. We had a grand concert afterwards, and it was really interesting.
Let's do it then. Let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen.
साज जब छेड़ूं धुन बस तेरी ही बजे कैसे तेरे बिन जीऊं कैसे रहूं आ जाना
Okay, so that was a track for you by Maria and Q, and that was wonderful. And Shazad is all pumped up, but we have to be pumped up for a break. So let's go take a break, and when you come back, we will ask some more questions from our wonderful guests. Stay tuned.
Good morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For everybody who just got tuned into PTY, you watch it well this morning alongside Maha Makhdoom and Shazad Khan. Today we have been joined by Mehdi, who's a lyricist, he's a music composer, a great artist, and Maria and Fatima. Hello, welcome back.
Okay, so I think that before the break, we were like talking about what you guys have been up to. We had a little bit of a catch up. But let's ask Mehdi, because you write music, you also give it to, established singers, they perform it, and then, do whatever they will with it. First of all, where do you find your inspiration to write your lyrics, and what is the process behind it?
I think it runs in the family.
Okay.
My mother is from Amroha, and everyone in the family writes a little.
Wow.
Very nice.
My mother writes, my uncles used to write, I have cousins who write on their own. So I think I take it from them, but...
Do you copy their material?
No, I don't. I don't. Because their material is like too serious.
Okay.
For the music of today, I think the Urdu needs to be a little substandard because people of today do not really listen to the old school ghazals anymore. It's because the modern day Urdu is taking over the old school Urdu.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you need to have Urdu which can be understood and people can connect to it.
Okay.
I think the people in my family don't do that. They take it very seriously. I also take it seriously, but in a very separate domain.
Okay.
So I think that's the only inspiration for me, like my mother and my family.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
so
wonderful.
since you're working on your solo album as well, would you mind sharing the live session with all of our audiences who are out there
Yeah, of
watching
course.
us right now? Let's
course,
do
of
it.
course.
Let's do it.
Yay!
Wow. Is it for the very first time that you're going to sing on national television?
No, I've sung once before.
Okay, that's cool too. So we call this capo. What do we call this
Capo,
thing?
yeah.
Capo, yeah.
All right.
This song is called Jo Tumse Nahi.
Oh God. I'm gonna
and
just go
I-
and cry. I'll be right
Oh,
back.
really? Is it very sad?
I love this song.
Okay.
Yeah. जो तुमसे नहीं तो किससे कहूँ ये बातें मेरी क्या खुद से करूँ जो तुमसे नहीं तो किससे कहूँ ये बातें मेरी क्या खुद से करूँ इन लम्हों में ही तू साथ है खामोशी में भी कुछ राज हैं तू जो सुने मैं सारे कहूँ जो तुमसे नहीं तो किससे कहूँ ये बातें मेरी क्या खुद से करूँ
Magical.
That was
really good.
fabulous. And you know, while you were
Heart-wrenching.
singing, what I was thinking was that, you know, thank you first of all that you sang the song in Urdu language too.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Because it is such a mode of expression when you express in your mother language or mother tongue, you understand each and every sentiment of the word being spoken.
Exactly, and I think in order to value your native tongue or your mother tongue is very important. And you know, like you were saying, that we started to converse in English or, you know, half Urdu all the time. We don't take pride in our native and mother tongue.
I've even seen siblings fighting in English just for the
Yeah,
sake
we
of
do.
it. So they're cool. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, today is 21st of February and it's World International Mother Language Day too as well. And we definitely want to highlight the importance of mother
Absolutely.
tongue and mother language. So we've got a small clip for you guys. Go ahead, take a look.
That was really nice. Well, who do you read? Welcome back, everyone. And that was some information about the 21st of February. I was going to say September for a second. And it is World International Mother Language Day. And it's very important that we remember, and we've always said on this show that, you know, we start conversing in English all the time. But, you know, when you go to France, you go to Germany, you go to people, when they talk to each other from the same country, speak in their own language. But we're kind of drifting away from that.
तो इसके लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आज एक जुमला उर्दू में भी बोला जाए अंग्रेजी के प्रोग्राम में.
Absolutely, wonderful, great. Thank you for speaking that sentence in Urdu. Okay, so now we've had Mehdi perform for us. So Maria, could you
Yeah, for sure.
please perform something for us?
Because it's World, what was it?
World
Language-
International Mother Language
Okay,
Day.
there we go. Because it's that.
Yeah.
So Mehdi and I wrote the song about, almost a year ago now, if you think
Yeah.
about it. And I never released it because there were just so many things that were coming up. But this song is a song that he and I wrote at Hotspot for like, it was like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Wow.
And this song basically reflects on my life, but it is also a song that should empower women.
Okay.
But not one of those, you know, the typical cliche like women empowerment. But it's kind of like you don't want to get out of your society morals and rules. You don't want to go against what your parents are saying,
And
but
still
you
be empowered.
but you still want to be empowered and
Wow.
follow your dream.
Wonderful.
So that's like the thing that I came up with, and it's in Urdu and it's called Kyun Na Hu. It's not released yet, but
do it. Thank
here's
you.
a snippet.
Oh, yay.
Actually, hold on, sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's all
No,
right.
it's
Yeah,
absolutely
it's been
fine.
a while since I did any of this.
Yeah.
कुछ मुश्किलों में भी है जिंदगी की खुशी, कुछ रास्तों में है कांटों की तारे बिछी, कुछ आरज़ू भी है, कुछ जस्तजू की घड़ी मेरी नस नस में बसी है, एक ज़िद्दी लड़की खड़ी। तो क्यों ना हूँ, क्यों ना हूँ, मैं अपने पैरों पे खड़ी ना हूँ, क्यों ना हूँ, क्यों ना हूँ, मैं अपने पैरों पे खड़ी। क्यों ना हूँ, क्यों ना हूँ, क्यों ना हूँ, मैं अपने पैरों पे खड़ी ना हूँ, क्यों ना हूँ, क्यों ना हूँ, मैं अपने पैरों पे खड़ी। अपने पैरों पे खड़ी।
Wonderful. That was so great. You guys are so good. It's amazing. It makes me so happy. But now I'm going to have to ask the serious questions. Both of you guys sang, you know, they were relatable. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it struck my heart. So
Yeah.
I'm
That's what I was thinking.
after the show, I'm going to have to unwind. But when you're performing, when you're trying to create music, and remember this question because this comes to you too, Mehdi, after Maria. Do you think it's important to, you know, highlight social issues, or do you think it's important to, you know, have some meaning in every song, or are you okay with just kind of entertaining? What kind of musician do you want to be?
I think it depends on every person even. Like, it depends. Like, Ajana, I didn't write the lyrics, but I mean, I hate to say it, but I couldn't relate to it either. I like to make music that I can relate to. Like, Kyun Na Hu is something that, I mean, yes, Mehdi wrote it, but at the same time, I have such a strong connection to it because it is my story at the end of the day, and it's a story of millions and millions of girls out there. For Strong, obviously, that entire EP that I'm still producing and getting it done, it's also relatable, but Strong itself can mean anything. I mean, when I was writing it, I was not writing it just because of my pain. I had it in mind that if I'm gonna write a song that tells my story, then I have to also look at how would people take it. I mean, majority of the people who have heard it and who, you know, were moved by it don't just relate it to their parents or to their loss of a loved one. They just relate it to literally every struggle that they have in life. And that's the type of thing that I want to write and I want to do, especially with like English music. I want to make relatable music so people get inspired. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But it really depends on every person. Like, I'm sure Mehdi would agree with me because there are a lot of other people who just write songs just because a certain word matches with another word.
No, but
Yeah,
this
it
is what I
rhymes.
wanted to talk
Rhyming,
about. So
yeah.
there are always two types of musicians.
Yeah.
Number one, you know, they produce music for themselves. It doesn't really matter to them what the world thinks about their
Yeah.
music or their stuff. And then there are this second type of musicians who everybody's in love with, because the type of music they do is even closer to them, but it's relatable for everybody, and they just enjoy it. No?
Yeah, I think there's also a third type that connects with the audience and also loves what they do.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few lucky of us out there right now in the Pakistani market as well, who are writing music which is commercially really, really great, and they're also connecting to it. So, and I think they're just really gifted and lucky. If they're
Wow.
doing
I
so.
think you guys are really gifted, and we're really lucky right now. But I want to ask you, Mehdi, because you're a lyricist. You know, like you said, you work with the artists and the musicians, and you try and tell their story in your own words. And you know, in every music industry, you know, these people, they create the industry. You know, they create the superstars.
Of course.
Within Pakistan, as a lyricist, first of all, how do you feel? You know, do you think there's a lot of scope and potential for lyricists here?
Because you've got movies coming out now
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. And secondly, just a two-part question. Secondly, do you think, you know, how do you feel when you hand over the final product and they do something else with it completely, or has that ever
Or we're
happened?
going to change
Yeah.
these words and whatnot.
Okay.
No pressure, I'm sitting right here.
I think with me it's different because so far I've written songs for my friends.
Okay.
So like Maria, Abdullah, whoever I worked with, the song that I give to them is specifically for them. It has never happened that I have written a song and just gifted it out to someone.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it changes a little. The question, obviously, this doesn't answer
And then
the
you
question.
write accordingly as well.
Yes, I
Okay.
compose as well. Like in most of the scenarios, I've composed the same song. But the person has told me their story. Like Maria said, that we sat down. She spoke to me about what exactly she's feeling, the kind of tunes, the kind of chord progression that we chose was slightly darker because
Yeah.
the song is dark. The second song that I wrote for her is happier because she told me that it'll be
And
happier.
it's the next
Yeah.
episode too as well, because
Yeah.
now she's empowered.
Exactly.
Probably. But other than that, Maria, I still remember that, you know, when it was like an underground scene over here in Islamabad, you started singing English songs, and then
Yeah.
now you've done a great job. We just heard it as well. So
thanks.
we've got one of your songs with the name Blink.
Brink.
Brink,
Oh
yes.
my gosh.
And we're going to share that with all our audiences out there. Go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Very versatile singer.
Where is my bones? Send me down into the mire, fill my heart with a great fire till I get home. I've been quiet for much too long. I could be right, I could be wrong. I will finally admit that the sun wouldn't quit even when I'm down. Rest my feet up on the fire, fill my cup with sweet desire when I'm gone. I will finally admit that the sun wouldn't quit even when I'm down. Rest my feet up on the fire, fill my cup with sweet desire when I'm gone. I could be right, I could be wrong. I place my faith into a song. Praying to a sacred link, disappears with a wink of a serpent's jaw. Send me down into the mire, wrap my heart in a wire till I get home. I've been quiet for much too long. I could be right, I could be wrong. I will finally admit that the sun wouldn't quit even when I'm down. Rest my feet up on the fire, fill my cup with sweet desire when I'm gone. I will finally admit that the sun wouldn't quit even when I'm down. Rest my feet up on the fire, fill my cup with sweet desire when I'm gone.
Okay, welcome back, everyone, and that was The Bring by Maria, and that was wonderful.
Thanks.
And you know, I wish I could get you guys to just keep performing, like that would be my desire and my wish. But unfortunately, we have to ask you some questions. But 2018, it's, you know, 2017 was a really crazy busy year. What can we expect from you in 2018 and 2019? And then Maria, the same question to you.
I am just working on my album for
Okay.
now. I've written down 12 songs.
Amazing.
So it's going to be a 12-song album?
So it's going to be a 12-song album.
Wow.
Like
Nice.
old school.
Just old school album. That's
I
it.
can't wait to hear it. It's going to be.
Thank you
And
so
are you
much.
going to experiment with the music too as well?
Yes. I've got a few musicians on board. I am slightly introducing electronic music into it. But, so you can like kind of imagine a blend of 90s music because my lyrics are like sort of like that.
Okay.
And then just blend it with the
Modern
modern
music.
day.
Well, I don't know whether people will respect my opinion or not, but it's totally up to them. But I think that there needs to be modern music alongside, the 90s and 80s,
Absolutely.
so that the newer generations can actually relate to that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you're going to listen to your album, my daughter's going to tell me,
Yeah, exactly.
please change that.
No, why?
Yeah, this is what we used to tell our fathers too as well, that, oh, what are you listening to? Please don't do that. And it was because of the fact that the compositions or the instruments used back then and the way they were recorded wasn't really pleasing for the ear.
And
Now
there
they
is
are.
a reason why it's called a musical era because
Yeah.
it just finishes off after a particular
Absolutely.
time. Then you need to adapt to the new music.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for making it simpler for me.
Yeah. Okay, great. How about you, Maria?
I think 2018 is going to be a year with more experiences for me. Definitely new music. I'm going to try to maintain the Urdu music just because I want everybody to be happy by my music. Not, obviously I'm happy too. Lekin, a lot of projects hopefully and just new music really. And because I want to show the world how I've evolved as a person even. So I think that's really important. And I don't know, you guys will just have to call me next time to find out.
Yeah, the thing is, I want to pry, but I'm like, I don't want to pry too much because I was like, maybe that's not information that can be shared. Do you have a question?
Yeah, what I
Okay,
want
go
to
for it.
ask over here is now when you know that you've made a mark in the industry, mashallah, you've been recognized, people relate to you as well. How important do you think it is for all of us to give platforms to other people who are still struggling, who are still trying, or guide them or educate them in any way possible? That's all for me.
I think in the US there's this trend which people need to follow here. It's one famous artist goes around the country touring with a new artist opening for him or her. So I think that really sets a trend because people get to know. What they do is that the artist himself or herself, they introduce the new artist on stage.
But that
Like-
can be like Usher opening up for Justin Bieber, man. Don't do that.
So Justin Bieber is famous now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He is making money out of music. So
He's a superstar now.
yeah, exactly. So I think it works for him. Even if we don't connect.
And I think it's a
with-
good idea.
Yeah, I mean, even if we don't connect with Bieber, that doesn't mean that those million or
What are you talking
billion
about?
Are you a
Connect with
believer?
Bieber.
Well, come on, everyone has their own
strong
taste in music. No judgment here.
The new
Okay,
album is great. Yeah.
okay, is it? Okay, how about you, Maria? What do you
I think
feel
I
about
agree with you. Not too long ago, I had this idea as well that why don't we, push ourselves to tour with. I mean, I worked with Nouri and I worked with Farhad and I worked with Q and everybody, but I don't know, for some reason, the way that they want to give platforms to new musicians is by either like what Zulfi does, either you set up auditions or you call in people to come and perform, or you, I don't know, like Ali Noor is doing this BIY music,
Yeah.
build your own or something. Anyway,
Build it yourself.
Build it yourself, I think,
Probably.
or something.
Picked
But
up
yeah,
from
so he
DIY.
does that, and he's bringing back the whole trying to introduce a cappella to Pakistan and all of that. I think, but I agree with you. And I think that is what we have to do. We really have to engage with our senior musicians and try to get them to take us
I'll just
on tour.
add one more thing to
Sure.
this,
Please
that the musicians who are currently established, the way they're providing platforms to new musicians, it's labeled as new musicians. That's not how you blend
Yeah.
in within the market.
Yeah.
What you have to do is give them the platform that you're using yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the way
And
I
not
think.
call them emerging talent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
How long am I going to keep emerging, man? How long am I
Yeah,
gonna keep
exactly.
emerging?
After a point, you become established. Okay, so that's a really great question. I'm so glad you asked it because one final question before we
Sure,
ask you, because we would
sure.
like you to perform one more
Oh,
track,
okay.
for us one more time before we have to leave the show. But regarding the platform that is being provided, do you think that, also this selection of the artists, do you think that the right platform is being provided to the right talent, or do you think there is still quite a big monopoly within it?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I mean, where it fits, it fits.
Okay.
Where it doesn't, I mean, like there's so many platforms where you just see musicians come out of nowhere, which is great, and you know, it really enlightens your mood and really motivates you. It motivates me when I see new female artists coming out and just singing and doing whatever that they have to do to get to that. But then what upsets me is that almost every one of them are like one-hit wonders. So they don't, you know, how do I say, they don't like prolong that, the fame that they get or the opportunities that they get. And then the whole, you know, abhi ammi abbu kya kehenge.
Yeah.
Like you gotta get over that. Like you follow your dream. I'm so frustrated by this. Like it really puts me.
But we are running out of time, and I feel that's another time for another show.
Yeah.
But with that, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank
It's
you
been
so
an
much for
absolute
calling
pleasure,
us.
and you know, best of luck with all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
And we would like you to take us out as we leave the show as well, if that's okay.
This song we recently, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
We just have a habit of cutting you off.
It's like, this is how shows work in Pakistan. Everyone's like cutting each other off.
This song we wrote like a month ago, or
Okay,
2 months
great.
ago, and I called him over and I was like, yeah, I gotta write a happy song, man. Like,
Okay. And on that happy note, we just have to say the outline, so we have to say goodbye. Do log on to our Facebook fan page,
Which is with the name of Well This Morning.
Twitter page,
Well This Morning without a
our
G.
Daily Motion YouTube
Well
page.
This Morning, Well This
And
Morning.
the repeat is at
11 p.m.
Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Till the next time, listen to this beautiful song.
what was the lyrics? Okay, I'll try to remember it.
Make 'em up.
Yeah, make them up. Your talent is being tested. वो जो तारे आसमां पे छाए उन पे बादल मेरे दिल में है यही थोड़े नए और हसीन ये नजारे दुनिया बनाए एक फसाना मेरे लिए है यही किसने लिख दिया अभी कौन है वो जो दुनिया बनाए इतनी हसीन दिल से मुस्कुराऊं मैं आसमां पे जाऊं मैं क्या हुआ अगर यूं हारी लंबी दिन मिला नया मैं हूँ डरी नहीं Oops. नई रोशनी मिली I think that's क्या हुआ अगर हमारी नई दिन मिला नया मैं हूँ डरी नहीं रोशनी मिली
Morning.
And the fabulous repeat's going to be at
11:05 p.m., 5
Exactly.
past 11 p.m. That's at nighttime, guys, tonight.
Yeah.
Every day for the last 4 years in the evening.
So there's a bit of change. Listen to it first.
Oh,
1,
no.
2, 3, Pakistan!
Zindabad.